Have you ever dreamed of harvesting big, juicy, homegrown tomatoes? The kind that are bursting with flavor and make all your gardening efforts worthwhile? Imagine stepping into your backyard and plucking a perfectly ripe, sun-warmed tomato straight from the vine. It's a rewarding experience that many gardeners strive for, but achieving those impressive, picture-perfect results can sometimes feel like a secret art. The good news is, it's not about magic. It is about a few key techniques that can dramatically boost the size and quality of your harvest. If you've been struggling with small, underwhelming fruits, or you simply want to take your tomato growing game to the next level, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to unlock 5 simple yet powerful tips that will help you grow the biggest, most delicious tomatoes you've ever tasted. Our first secret begins right at the start, with how you plant your seedling. Forget just placing it in the soil. We're going to plant it deep. Take a healthy tomato seedling, about 6 inches tall, and gently snip off the lowest sets of leaves. You want to leave about 2 to 3 inches of the bare stem exposed at the bottom. When you plant it, bury that entire bare section deep into your nutrient-rich potting soil, which should be well amended with plenty of compost. The tiny hairs on the tomato stem will transform into a robust secondary root system underground. This expanded root network allows the plant to absorb significantly more water and nutrients, creating a strong foundation for vigorous growth and, ultimately, much larger fruit. Next, let's talk about pruning for a purpose. As your tomato plant grows, you'll notice small shoots, often called suckers, that sprout in the V between the main stem and a branch. While it might seem counterintuitive to remove parts of your plant, these suckers drain a tremendous amount of energy that could otherwise be directed toward fruit production. By pinching off these suckers early and regularly, you are essentially telling your plant to focus its resources. Instead of supporting excess foliage, the plant will channel its energy into developing fewer, but significantly bigger and more flavorful tomatoes. This simple act of strategic pruning is one of the most effective ways to ensure your efforts result in a truly impressive harvest. Consistent watering is another non-negotiable for growing large tomatoes. These fruits are over 90% water, so fluctuations in moisture can lead to problems like blossom and rot and cracking. The key is to water deeply and directly at the base of the plant, avoiding the leaves, which can promote fungal diseases. Aim to keep the soil consistently moist, like a wring-out sponge, but never waterlogged or soggy. Check the soil every morning by sticking your finger about an inch deep. If it feels dry, it's time to water. A soaker hose or drip irrigation system can be a gardener's best friend here, as it delivers water slowly and efficiently right where it's needed most, encouraging deep root growth and healthy, happy plants. Of course, a growing plant needs the right fuel. Choosing the correct fertilizer is crucial, especially once your plant starts to set flowers. Look for a balanced, organic fertilizer that is specifically formulated for tomatoes or vegetables. A formula with numbers like 3-5 is ideal because it provides a good mix of nitrogen for leaf growth, a higher amount of phosphorus for flower and fruit development, and potassium for overall plant health. Once you see the first tiny yellow flowers appear, it's time to start your feeding regimen. Gently work the granular fertilizer into the soil around the base of the plant, according to the package directions, and water it in thoroughly. This targeted nutrient boost gives your plant the exact energy it needs to turn those blossoms into large, luscious tomatoes. Finally, never underestimate the power of the sun. Tomatoes are sun worshippers, and they require a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of direct and filtered sunlight each day to truly thrive and produce large fruit. Photosynthesis is the engine that drives growth, and sunlight is the fuel. Before you even plant, scout the sunniest spot in your garden. Watch how the light moves throughout the day to ensure your chosen location isn't shaded by trees or buildings during peak hours. Providing your plants with ample sunlight is a simple, free, yet absolutely critical ingredient for maximizing your yield and achieving that bountiful harvest of massive, perfectly ripened tomatoes you've been dreaming of. By following these 5 simple tips: planting deep, pruning suckers, watering consistently, fertilizing correctly, and ensuring plenty of sun, you'll be well on your way to a garden overflowing with huge, delicious tomatoes. There's nothing quite like the taste of success, especially when it's this juicy, for more expert gardening tips and tricks to make your garden flourish. Be sure to follow Random Ass Facts